What's up, guys? It's Daz here, but you don't really care. And welcome to Shadow of the Colossus. Now this game, as this hawk comes flying down, is one of those games that in general has been described as being closest to the most perfect game you can get. It's certainly different to the usual games you get. For one thing, you may notice, even though this is only like 5 seconds into the game, there's very little talking, other than me. And in fact, it's kind of like this throughout the entire game. There are parts with dialogue, sure, but the thing that makes this game so special is that it's mostly just quiet. In a sense, you could say it's ambiguous, but the storytelling is definitely there, and you can definitely get a strong feel of what's going on. But yeah, most of the way you progress through this game, or at least understanding the story at least, is simply through the music, really, and it's also one of the reasons I like this, since if you know anything about me, I love those video game soundtracks. But anyway, as we see, some guy on his horse entering through some sort of land. See, right now, you don't really know what's going on. It's quite ambiguous, but as we come closer, we'll start to understand what he's actually doing and what his motives are. Now you may be asking, Daz, why are you playing this game? I thought you played games in reverse order. Isn't this game the second game that came out? And yes, that's right. But with this, it's a little bit complicated. The first game that came out by Team Ico, the people that made this game, although it might be Team Eco, I'll come to that in a minute, was called Eco, or Ico. It's ICO, and some people pronounce it Eco and some people pronounce it Ico. I don't know if that's a mispronunciation or if that's just us changing it in the West, but they made a game, and it's based in the same universe as this. However, it's the sequel to this game. And the second game made was this one, Shadow of the Colossus. So I guess technically I'm doing it backwards, but I'm not. Most people play this game first, because it's also first in the chronological order. It's kinda complicated. But another reason I want to play this game, other than the fact that it's got a great soundtrack and in general it's a great, almost perfect, poetic kind of game, is because this year at E3, the next game by Team Ico has been announced. Or not announced, but well, yes, it was announced, but it was shown. The Last Guardian. There's been a lot of hype towards this game, and I thought I might as well start the franchise now. Welcome to the title screen, by the way. It looks like this. It's something. So the boys finally come into the mainland. This is where we'll be spending the majority of the game. In fact, all of the game. Because we can't escape. Now I'll go into more detail about the other games soon, but now that we're actually reaching the main temple in the middle grounds thing, I think I'm going to talk more about what we're actually seeing rather than the game and the franchise in general. Also, yes, the cinematography is also a big part of this game. Good for a aspiring filmmaker like me. And now we've reached our destination. Massive stone statues, it seems very ancient. Wouldn't be much of a stretch to believe that no one's been here for quite a long time. But now as we see our main protagonist in the light, we see that he's not entirely alone. Yes, he brought a horse and we knew that, but what's this? A human in a sheet.
Was Yuhik Awel Yetorol Ikuduibikuka Yulzol Iondu Yulilo Cock I Yuzi Yulakol Doloya Olik Olazulam Cos Ilzozeriku Atzoko Amnos Crudo Laomism Wop was you at the last also. View ours is good. Equal Kizado you Lola. Islis was I Miss Quick. You are la quicker.
Alula Ostu Hailua Wuku Aikua Ujus Yazu Sudoko was Nordekyo Utiula.
I will read you guys.
Is Kumku Idus Orodo you Iweriku. It's not ours Amuso. Alu Tiklik if the least to is. 会う別
I always beauty wall, no crimson kiss, no quarrels. On the zones around, I will continue.
Ale was not you were and you were you.
You too ゆべ真田
僕も I ordered was no suit. Oh, you will find answer.
Was you and beer, Oriku, Zula, Ukira Jewel. No suit, Yoya, I'll do no food.
おらん
You are the widow and you will yell. Oil, I will shoot it.
おら You do new
And so, the setting is set. Does that make sense? I hope so. Otherwise, I just ruin that entire cutscene. And don't worry, there aren't going to be cutscenes like that throughout this entire game. I think in total, there's about 5, and only 2 are as long as this one. But yes, so now we are given the task of destroying 16 Colossi to bring back the soul of this dead woman. And part of the ambiguosity, I guess, of the game is the fact that we don't entirely know who this woman is compared to our main character. But anyway, the tutorial is trying to tell us that in a sunlit place, hold up the sword using circle and you can tell where you want to go, and it's telling us to go in that direction, but I don't want to go there. So press triangle and you can jump to get off your horse. Because we're given all kinds of different weapons, and by that I mean we're given a hand, and a sword, and a bow and arrow. But with this bow and arrow, what we can do sometimes is, if I can find it, oh, no, there we go. There are occasionally in these big environments around us, between Colossi, we get the opportunity to grab us some fruit. So this very slightly increased our health, though you probably didn't notice. And you can find those scattered throughout these massive lands. That's a lot of motion blur. Anyway, kick the side of your horse with X to make you go faster, control the reins with left stick. It's your general movements for horses. Although this horse actually is, well, first of all, it has a name. Aggro. You would have heard that if you pressed X while walking, but basically you can call Aggro at any point and he'll come for you and obviously help you with whatever you're trying to do. Now here's the main thing with this game. You can run around on your horse, you can get some fruit, but the main thing about this is holding R1 to grab onto things. Our little protagonist here named Mono, nope, not named Mono, that's the name of the girl, I'm stupid. Wanda? How did I get that wrong? I don't know, I had Mono on the brain I guess, but the main thing about this game is Wanda here can climb, and that's all he does. Well, yeah, that's pretty much it. Press triangle to jump, right stick to adjust the camera. Generally, I guess I should, but I find that a lot of times when I adjust the camera it just goes much worse, whereas I'm not pressing anything here and it does it all for me, and it seems to do better for me. And you can also hold R1 and press triangle, or do them at the same time, but I always just hold R1 first and you do a dive. That's going to be helpful in the future, by the way. And when you're holding onto a ledge, press triangle to jump and you jump up, basically. But yes, this is the main part of the game, climbing and jumping around. Not for the opportunities for 3D platforming, which I'm all for, even though I'm terrible at it, but we're gonna need it. While holding, press triangle in a different direction with the stick and hold it. I probably explained that really badly. You can read. You can jump opposite, basically. But why we want to jump around is not for the 3D platforming, it's for this. Meet Colossus number 1 of 16. It's telling us we can change our weapons. I've already done that. Hold L1 to change. Yeah. You can read the stuff at the bottom. I've got some different things to say. First of all, these things don't have names. However, the fans have given them names, and I think it's basically just what everyone's accepted now. And this one's called Valus. Or apparently it's more, I want to say Greek name, but that's probably not the right word, but it's called Minotaurus Colossus. I wonder why. But anyway, if we can just get its attention, which apparently I'm not doing because I'm too busy looking away from the screen. Hey, notice me. Well, this is awkward and quiet. There we go. Now that he's noticed us, the music all starts up, and in case you're wondering, this one's called Grotesque Figures. I wonder why it's called Grotesque Figures. Anyway, the reason we've learnt so much about climbing so far, and by that I mean we've climbed half a cliff, is... Yes, you can reflect light from your sword to work out where its weak points are. Actually, that's going to be helpful right here. We can climb on its legs, and according to the light, or at least maybe it was because I was nearby, you can get kicked by the Colossus, that's one thing, but its weakness is, if you stop turning on me, on its leg. It's not on its leg. It is on its leg. That was weird. So yes, and you may be able to notice by how I've already gotten kicked by the Colossus and unable to, you know, find the thing with the sword and the light, and the fact that I'm rambling random words. I'm not very good at this game, so if you're expecting professional gameplay from me, you're about to be disappointed. However, you might be entertained by the fact that I'm bad at this game. Of course, you didn't see me in my practice file, that was even worse. But unfortunately, even though I usually do record my practice files when I play games, I didn't for this one, for a couple reasons, and I'll probably explain them later, but for now, let's just sit on this balcony. Very conveniently placed. I've heard a lot of fans complaining about this first Colossi and its stone positioning because it just seems far too convenient to be realistic. Of course, we're talking as realistic as you can be in a world where there's these massive rock giants that we have to destroy. But yeah, I can understand it. It's kind of a tutorial Colossus in that sense, but yeah, you know, it's whatever. Now, here's the main thing you want to look for in a Colossus. This sigil right here. This is its weak point. Stab it with your sword pressing square and, well, black stuff comes out like a geyser. Black blood. Lovely. Well, I guess it's an easy way to get some makeup on you or something, but anyway, this first Colossi only has one sigil, so let's take it out as all the hawks around us watch. Now interestingly, this Colossi makes bull sounds when you attack it, and the song that plays when you're fighting it is called Opened Way.